Alright, you guys can see me. Alright, so today is Sunday. I apologize that it's a little windy. You do understand I cannot take you to the park because they'll send the police to the area if I try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Arrest me for filming at a public location. You can bring your cell phone, but you can't have it on a tripod because you have to have a film permit. Here today is episode 2 of Fight Game, which is we're going to do a live demonstration of some of my best feats of martial arts because I said I was going to make episodes 2, 3, and 4. Here first, I want to show you some stuff before we get started. Today we're going to do boxing, kickboxing, and some karate, so that way we can get 3 styles on camera and explain the purposes of each style and what you'll be going through in this martial arts program, so you guys don't have to be whining and complaining and saying, I don't want to spend $50 or $90 or $100 or $150 to learn martial arts. You'll be learning it here on YouTube for free, practically. Some of you are going to want to question my credentials, so let's talk about that. Alright, now you do understand this is on camera. Now, my martial art credentials are real and they're legit. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my white belt. I actually have 2 white belts. The reason why I didn't take out the first white belt is because I have the slightest idea where I put it in my room. It's unfortunate for this video. The second white belt is actually from when I got in karate, and then when I transferred from karate to ninjutsu and yellow belt. So I have a white belt and I have a yellow belt. I was gonna transition into either the I think either purple or brown belt, but at that time I had to relocate to someplace else. Alright. As you can see, this is the yellow belt. Show you how real my credentials are. This is the yellow belt. And this is the white belt. So for people who think I just talk shit on YouTube and don't try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Just talk just to be talking. You see, there's the yellow belt, there's the white belt. Now, once I start these martial arts sessions on the regular for episodes 3 and 4, you'll get a huge breakdown. Judo would probably be like the last thing I would display on camera because those are the more advanced fighting styles. We want to break down the nice basic general terms of martial arts so you guys can get the basics. And then we'll work your way to the mid to elite level and then high advanced level. There's 3 stages, and a lot of people like to try to pretend this is the video games and just go straight to the obvious. So I'm back. Now, you see we have boxing wraps. So sometimes you put these over your head. Now, with boxing, because I know a lot of black men love boxing, I do too. So these are called boxing wraps. With boxing wraps, you can get them in any color: black, blue, white, pink, green. Doesn't matter what color. Boxing wraps are boxing wraps. You'll cover these. You'll put them like this. Remember, always try to keep some space in between the loop because you don't want them to be too tight or too loose on your hands. Because you don't want to be practicing and then they fall off your hands in the middle of practicing. Big no-no. A lot of senseis will get the yelling, the screaming, and the cussing if you do that. I'm talking about if you're just doing boxing. Kickboxing, similar rules. You always try to make sure it's tight and not too tight. Now, you always try to get to the edge. You know, a lot of guys like to think they're a Ninja Turtle or a Power Ranger. It's another thing that senseis get upset about is the martial arts the Ninja Turtles do and the Power Rangers do are so similar, but you don't want to think you're a Ninja Turtle or a Power Ranger, because in a real life scenario, your opponent is going to think you're either crazy or something's wrong with you. Now, you notice I have a whole lot of space left, right? So what we usually do is we do a little trick. We take this part when we have too much, and watch what I do. And as you can see, the wind likes to blow, so I apologize. Now we take this part and we put it here. And now we get to the best part where we finally close up the gap. And just like that, we have a boxing wrap. Now you notice my hands are not completely covered. You know why? Because you don't want to have it cover your whole hand, because what if you punch and you don't feel the power in the punch? That's another thing they get upset about in class. Now, for the most difficult part, how to get your left hand wrapped. With this one, sometimes you might be right-handed or left-handed, and you might need to do what every martial artist does. Now, I am doing the boxing wrap. I will talk about the issues with boxing. Boxing is a very competitive sport. It's a part of the sweet science, and boxing can be used as a self-defense. A lot of women, black women, white women, Mexican women, use boxing to protect themselves on the streets. And as a martial arts expert, any woman can learn boxing. Now, the difference between a woman learning boxing and kickboxing is that in kickboxing, you can actually kick. Now, I know some people are going to say, can you get kicked in the balls? And the answer is yes. But I advise you don't do that in front of your senseis, because your senseis will get very angry and furious, because men can't do it, from what my senseis say, but women can. And you might find that shit hard to believe, but trust me, I've done that once in practice years ago, and let's just say my sensei had me do 200 push-ups, bare knuckles, and that hurts for disciplinary action. Now, because this is a practice video, I'm going to let you on a little secret. If you're sick or you sneeze and you take your boxing wraps and you do this to your nose, you can do this because you're at home. But if you ever do this in practice and your sensei see it, don't be surprised if he make you leave for the rest of the day, or he look at you or she look at you with a dissatisfied look on their face. Alright, now we're getting to the most interesting part where we're almost there. See, for the left side is easier than the right side, in case you've noticed. Alright, now, move the chair away. Now, with boxing, you have to have a stance. You know, you plant your right pivot foot right here. You want your right pivot foot. So, if you look down where my foot is at, that's where you want your pivot foot. And you be in the fetal position like this. This is our fetal position. Now, you need to jog or move back and forth. You always want to look in the back of you and see if you can move further. Now, boxing. Now, the purpose of that is to show off the speed. You always have your feet centered, fists like this, up high. Having them too low means you open yourself for attack. Anytime you leave your chest and your stomach area open, your opponent can come like this and punch you off guard. If you leave this open, your opponent can come like this and punch you in the chest. And then you're open for attack. Most people never give themselves an opportunity to plan out the way they punch. They just punch. And then they wonder why they're not able to finish off the fight. Practice, you can make as many mistakes as you want. Now, in a real life scenario, you won't get the opportunity to make as many mistakes. Your attacker could use knives, guns, baseball bat. Now, I'm about to step off camera and switch up and come back and do kickboxing. Alright. Now, we can take the same punching cues and throw in the foot. So you get in the same fetal stance, like this, and you have the option. Punch with the right or punch with the left. You can only throw both unless you're sure. If you're right-handed, you want to throw the right cross punch. If you're left-handed, you want to go for the left jab. This is what boxers do in boxing, is they go for the left hand. If it's MMA, it's probably the same situation. If you want to go with the right, you come up with the right like that. So you can do the 1-2, or you can in kickboxing 1-2-3. So remember, boxing is 2, kickboxing is 3. Sometimes, if it's karate, you get into your karate stance. That means if you're left foot, you plant the left foot first if you're left-footed. If you're right-footed, you would plant the right foot here. And you would always be like this, and then you can stand in the center like this. And that will conclude this video. We don't want to make this video too long, too drag out, because a lot of times, if I make a video past 5 to 10 minutes, people can get bored in a video this fast. Now, the next video will cover street strategy. What happens if your opponent is bigger and stronger and faster, and how do you handle that situation? Each video is going to be talking about a different aspect of the martial arts. This was to show you boxing, kickboxing, and karate. Tomorrow, or the next time I come back on camera, we're going to be focusing on the physical and mental aspects of intimidation, and what do you do if you get a person that's bigger and stronger, and how do you deal with it in the streets? Now, words of encouragement, I advise you that if you're going to learn just boxing or kickboxing or karate, practice every single day. The average martial artist has to practice these moves, which brings me to the final point of this training exercise video, and that is this. You might have to practice these styles or punches or kick combinations maybe 50 to 100 times. I kid you not. 50 to 100 times. If necessary, 150 to 200 times in 6 months. You're not going to get this on your first try. You're not going to get this down in a week, not even in 3 months. It might take you a year, 2 years to learn how to just do boxing, kickboxing, and karate. So I've given you 3 styles like that. The highly advanced martial arts can't be taught until we get through all the training sessions. So tomorrow we'll talk about what happens when you go from practicing to it actually happens for real. Until then, peace.